What's going on TikTok? XL804, and today I'm here to do some more Tarkov talk. As you can see, we're going to be doing Interchange. Before I get started, I just want to say that I have a playlist called Tarkov Talk, and if you want to go there to check out the other maps I've done, that you can swipe over to my profile and check them out, drop a like, maybe a comment. I definitely appreciate it, maybe even a follow. Alright, so I don't have time to talk about what I like and I don't like, so I'm going to go straight to the ideas just to keep the video short. So all of my ideas are centered around the fact or idea, or no, I guess it is a fact, that we're in a mall, and a mall essentially is like a giant playground for gamers. And I feel like the map doesn't really utilize that we're in a mall. So some of the things I like to see, and this is the first one, is just that, like, as a kid, it feels like when you were in a mall or a store, you always wanted to grab the microphone and then like talk over all the speakers in the store so everyone had to hear what you wanted to say. And I don't want to necessarily be able to VoIP over the entire map. I feel like that'd be extremely toxic, but funny, depending on, I guess, what it is. But what I'd like to see is how on labs, there's always those buttons that anytime you push like a button or call an elevator, the lady's voice comes on and she kind of says whatever she says in Russian, and something is happening on the map. The hangars are opening, an elevator is being called or whatever. So what if in here, Goshen area had offices, Ollie office, Idea office, where like if you push a button, it would play something over the speakers of the mall, the entire mall, and what it would do is it would influence the patrol route of all the AI scavs on the map. So if you push the button, all of the scavs in the store would probably like gravitate towards the front of Ollie's. The scavs inside the mall would kind of gravitate a little bit lower. They wouldn't go into Ollie's, but they would hang out, like instead of being scattered all throughout, they'd probably like cluster like right around this area right here. Same thing for Goshen. If you flip Goshen, all the scavs would move towards the Goshen area. Same thing with Idea. Scavs would gravitate. They wouldn't all go in there because that's way too many scavs. But you get the idea that like the pattern changes a little bit and pulls scavs into places they normally don't go. And that kind of makes it like a playground. I mean, there's a lot that can happen. As the scavs migrate, they could run into PMCs. Now you know where PMCs are. Or if you feel like someone's chasing you, you could push the button to try to get the scavs to run interference, without them knowing, of course. So you kind of see what I'm saying, where it becomes a playground where you're changing the way players interact with the map. And I think that's just one idea, but you kind of get where I'm going, where it could be a lot of fun, where it can influence what people decide to do. Some players might say, oh, I was going to go Goshen, but now all the scavs are in front of Goshen. Maybe I need to go out the backside of Ollie's or backside of Idea, maybe even go underneath and come up the escalators, you know what I'm saying? Or the jump up spot back here. So it kind of influences the way people play the game, and I think that's really cool. Moving to my second idea, this is one where we're assuming the lighting is in a good place, right? We're assuming that interchange lighting is acceptable. And that would be if we can use the same rooms. It might just be the security rooms though, honestly. Security room up here and then maybe like the other security room down here. And essentially what you could do is you could influence what lights turn on and off in the mall. So each section would have its own light switch. It cannot be spammed, but you could hit it and then maybe after like 2 minutes you can hit it again. And you can essentially turn on all the lighting in the mall so everyone can see everywhere, or you can turn everything off so that it can't be seen. And I think this would be another way to engage with the map, because like if you're not running in night vision and you come into the map, well, maybe you want to turn on all the light switch so it's easier for you to see, whereas a player who's running like the quad nodes might want to go onto the light switch area and flip everything off so that they have the advantage. We could even take it one step further to where maybe you could sabotage. You wouldn't do anything literally, there'd be no animation, but there'd be like a press F to sabotage, and you completely disable the lights and it can't be fixed unless you have like a repair tool. What is it? Repair set, tool set, the one you use on factory in that one quest. It would be like you'd have to carry one of those in to fix it, to flip the lights back to the way you want. And you see now how people can start fighting for control over this, and it kind of changes the way that we normally interact with the map. And I think that'd be really exciting. Moving on to the last one, it would be this one is kind of unique. Well, I guess they're all unique, but the way this one would work is imagine that you could enable a fire suppression system or sprinklers or both. So what would happen is if you enable the fire suppression system from one of the security rooms or wherever you want to, make a new room in the mall for it, it would make the map foggy, like really dense, like to where like you can only see like a few feet in front of you. And that would really switch up the way people play the map, because a lot of people will just kind of look down sight lines and kind of make sure it's safe before they step out. But if there's fog everywhere and nobody can see like 2 feet in front of them, I feel like people will be more likely to run around and have fun. And I think that would be, I think it would be a crazy idea to encourage movement, at least in the mall areas. And I think what we can do with the sprinkler system is that the sprinkler system could be turned on in Goshen. It could be turned on in the rest of the mall too. Both would like reduce visibility, which would encourage players to run around, I hope. But if you turn on the sprinkler system in Goshen, then it would douse out the fires. That's that giant pile of fire that's in Goshen. It would take out the fire. And now all of a sudden there's a bunch of safes there that you couldn't interact with before, but now you can since the fire is gone. And now all of a sudden, after you flip the sprinklers, Goshen becomes a hotspot because everybody wants to run to Goshen and reach those safes and get into whatever and see whatever loot is inside of them. So you kind of see how like all of these ideas change the way people play the map, because right now, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, the loot on the map is not great, and there's only so many places people like to go to, you know, the tech stores, Ollie's, and then kind of skate out, Kiba, skate out, you know. So by doing this type of stuff, it really changes the way people play the game and hopefully have fun on Interchange. The only other two things I'll say is that I would like one more safe room underneath Idea. I wish power was just always on, because it's annoying running out the power to flip it on and then come back in the building. And last thing I just want to mention is just maybe like an extract in this bottom corner. So with that being said, that's all my ideas. I'd love to hear what you think, what you'd like to see added. Also, Raiders in the Garage would be nice too. But again, if you know, I'd like to see what you'd like. So please comment what you think, what you like. If you made it this far, consider dropping a follow for your boy. I definitely appreciate it. Have a good day or night, depending on where you are. Peace.